morning, everyone, and welcome to our sixth installment of Breakfast with Realtor Champions. My name is Casey Angel, and I serve as Vice President of Policy and Engagement here at the Raleigh Regional Association of Realtors. This morning, I'm joined by another one of our member of our advocacy team, Government Affairs Director, Jordan Forrest. The two of us could not be more excited to welcome a true Realtor champion today, Sarah Crawford, who is currently running for North Carolina State Senate District 18. Sarah, thank you so much for joining us today. Your willingness to run for public office in these unprecedented times. We look forward to being a partner with you in the years to come, and we are so very grateful to have the opportunity to support your campaign. From the Raleigh Regional Association of Realtors, thank you so much. Jordan, if you'd like to kick us off.
Awesome. Thank you, Casey. Yes, Sarah, we are looking so forward to having a strong partnership with you moving forward, starting with our interview process, which you took the time to go through with us, and joining us this morning. So before we get started, if you guys have any questions, Casey is going to be using that Q&A feature, and he will add those in at the end. But Sarah, if you're ready, we can go ahead and get started.
All right, so thank you.
Awesome. For everyone today, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself, about your background, and how you came to run for public office?
Sure. Thank you so much, Jordan and Casey, both of you. Thanks for hosting this today. I am so pleased to be with you all. I wish we could be in person, but another time for sure. I'm Sarah Crawford. As Casey mentioned, I am running for Senate District 18, which includes the north and eastern parts of Wake County and all of Franklin County. I am a working mom. I've got 2 daughters in public school, and I have dedicated my career to serving our community. My background started, I worked for a member of Congress, for Congressman David Price, serving constituents across the triangle, helping them cut the red tape of federal government when they needed help with things like Social Security, IRS, veterans benefits, and more. And I parlayed that into a career in nonprofits, which is where I've been since 2005. I worked at Tammy Lynn Center for Developmental Disabilities, where I supported the children and adults and the families who relied on our care every single year to support them and their families. And now I serve as the National Director of Single Stop, which is a national nonprofit that works to help people towards economic prosperity by connecting them to existing benefits and resources that are just challenging to navigate. Since 2007, our organization has connected more than 2 million households to over $6.5 billion in benefits and resources. And the reason I'm running for office is through my work in nonprofits. I serve on the board of my church at Hope Lutheran Church. I serve on the ministry leadership team there. I serve on the board of Safe Space, which is a organization that works to end and prevent domestic violence and sexual assault in Lewisburg. And through my work professionally and in my extracurricular activities on boards, I have seen so much opportunity to support the people of Wake and Franklin counties and really across North Carolina. Things like investments in our local schools, making sure that folks have affordable and equitable access to healthcare. And I just couldn't sit by any longer. I saw over the past decade in North Carolina that we were not investing in the things that we know make North Carolina a great place to live, work, and raise a family. And so I decided to get involved, thinking about all of the children and families that need the state to step up and do their constitutional duty.
Well, and we appreciate you stepping up and being willing to run for public office. That's no small task in any year, but especially this year. And thank you for sharing with us a little bit about the things you're passionate about. How do those passions go towards your top priorities moving into 2021?
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to check and make sure that I'm not delayed. I might be having a little bit of an internet hiccup here.
You're good.
Okay.
It buffers a little bit, but nothing, we're not missing anything. So
okay, great. Just wanted to make sure. The priorities that I have for 2021 really started with public education. My children are in public schools in Wake County. My oldest daughter is in a magnet school. My youngest daughter is in a traditional elementary school. And actually, this started back in 2014 when I first ran for state senate. I came up just a little bit short that year in a gerrymandered district. But my oldest daughter was 5 years old and she was getting ready to enter kindergarten. And I saw so much need in our public schools. My mom is a retired school teacher now, and my dad retired from the state. But so much need in the schools when it comes to making sure that we have the best and brightest teachers, making sure that we're paying them what they deserve to be paid. We need to raise teacher pay. We need to make sure that they have the supplies in their classroom. And especially now with COVID, we need to make sure that every school is equipped with the PPE that they need to keep themselves and the children that they're serving safe. So it really started with education for me. And then of course, Medicaid expansion is another huge priority for me as well. In North Carolina, we have about 600,000 people across the state that don't have access to healthcare that would be served by Medicaid expansion, which will be 90% paid for by the federal government, and the other 10% will be picked up locally. Actually, hospitals and private industries have said that they will pick up that 10%. So certainly any legislation that we pass with Medicaid expansion, we need to make sure that that 10% is covered. But that 90% from the federal government is money that we've already paid to the federal government. That's just coming back to us to support people across the community. And we need to make sure that our communities are thriving. I know that those are really important issues for the Realtors Association. You know, when our communities thrive, we are all thriving. Right? So we need to make those investments in small businesses and education and healthcare that help people live their best lives, and make sure that all of that goes around, that we're really protecting people.
Well, that's a perfect segue, because we'd love to hear what you're most excited about serving our community.
You know, truly the most exciting thing for me really comes down to being a voice for people. You know, we, as I mentioned education, healthcare, our economy. You know, we're going to have so much work to do in the wake of COVID-19. Some really big challenges and opportunities in the state government as we consider the state budget. And we have to make sure that we're ensuring economic vitality and building our communities and promoting all of the things that we know help people thrive. And you know, I'm really looking forward to being a voice for the people of Senate District 18, and hopefully that translates to a voice for all of North Carolina. For a long time, the eastern part of Wake County, which is where I grew up, and Franklin County certainly haven't had a strong voice for their communities. And you know, I really think particularly about some of the homeowner and property challenges that we have in those areas, and the ability for those local communities to really support everything that they need. You know, there's especially in Franklin County, there isn't as much industry there. We certainly want to bring more industry in there, because when we do that, there's a larger tax base that the municipalities and counties can then support their communities. And the state has a big role to play in that, making sure that our roads are ready, making sure that we have the infrastructure in place, which doesn't just include roads, but it includes affordable, reliable internet that helps our families, and it helps our business community, and it helps attract those businesses in, as does promoting a strong education system. So we need that economic growth because that's how we support all the services that our families need in these areas.
Yeah, I think this year has shown us that broadband expansion is very important. So before we go to any questions that our viewers have, is there any final thoughts you'd like to share with us, or you can let our viewers know how they can support you in your campaign?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we've got, at the time of this recording, we've got 26 days until the election. So we are working hard over these next less than 4 weeks. Ways to get involved in my campaign if you feel inspired to do so. Of course, the unfortunate reality of campaigning is that it does cost money. And both my husband and I work for nonprofits, so we can't independently finance our campaign. So we're raising that money, and that money goes to communicating our message out across this district through mail, through digital advertising. Fortunately, we don't have to pay to go on TV this year, but all of those things cost money. So if you feel inclined, donate $1, $5. You can go to sarahfornc.com to get involved. You can also sign up for my email updates, which will tell you when we're doing meet and greets. And we actually have a meet and greet coming up this weekend. So if you're viewing this before October 10th, I hope that you will consider coming out. It is a drive-through meet and greet. I will have a mask on. It will be very safe. You don't need to get out of your car, but you also get a free funnel cake or free Italian ice or both. So it'll be just like the state fair, or not, but you will get a free funnel cake. So we're really excited about that opportunity. We're just trying to get very creative about how we connect with voters and supporters across the area. So certainly we'd love to have you involved. We are doing phone banking every week, Saturdays, Sundays, and Wednesdays mostly. So we'd love to have you as part of the team. What I'd love to say to folks is, I am 100% committed to being a voice for Senate District 18. And everything I've done in my career and my volunteer work or as a mom, I have worked to give it 100% plus, and I will get the job done. That doesn't mean that I will have all of the answers, but it does mean that I will listen, I will be an ear, and I will take all of that information and make the best decision for the most people across North Carolina. So I'm so excited to have this opportunity. I look forward to working with you all in 2021, but let's just get through those next 4 weeks.
Yes.
Sarah, thank you so much. That was fantastic. Great ways to get involved. I think my wife's ears downstairs perked up when you said funnel cakes. And so maybe we have to go through that as well. No, that was fantastic. Thank you so much. And I know that going through this entire process in an unprecedented year is not only a challenge, but I think that it's going to reap great rewards, not only for our candidates, but also for our community at large. So thank you so much for running. As I kind of conclude each one of these, this is a very long ballot this year. Everybody knows about the president and the Senate and the gubernatorial races. Turn it over, go to both sides. We have local elections. We have people running for the North Carolina General Assembly like Sarah Crawford and so many others in between that really do impact our community in such huge ways. So be sure to turn over that extremely long ballot this year. Get out, register to vote, and vote however you deem necessary, whether it be by mail, in person, early voting, or on November 3rd, like so many of us like to do. Sarah, thank you so much. Jordan, thank you so much. We look forward to working with you in 2021.
Excellent. Thank you all so much for the opportunity.